Hello and welcome again to my channel. My name is Margaret and I'm a plastic surgeon living and practicing currently in Nigeria. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about how do you prepare for a successful career in medicine. The first thing is to plan ahead. You really have to plan ahead, and by planning you have to ask yourself some questions. What do you want to do with your life? Do you want to subspecialize in one of the subspecialties in medicine? Do you want to just be a general practitioner who is not particularly in any niche at all? Or the other group of things to think about. Do you want to practice in Nigeria or do you want to practice outside of Nigeria? So you need to plan ahead, because if you plan ahead, that's when you can equip yourself for the journey ahead. To get a book, write out the plan that you have. The plan is subject to change. Things change, people change as they go, and circumstances also come in to change your plans. But at least have a plan. Write it down. You want to be in Nigeria? You want to be outside of Nigeria? If you're going to be in Nigeria, what subspecialty do you want to specialize in? Even when you want to go out, what is the plan? Do you want a subspecialty? Do you want to be a general practitioner? You have to identify this plan. It's with this plan that you can now layer other things, like what are the steps that you need to take to achieve what you have put down in the plan. For instance, you want to go into the residency training pathway. One thing you need to know is that you're going to have to write exams. And for you to write these exams, you're going to need materials for these exams. So you plan towards that. You need to save money to pay for the exams. Ask yourself, when do I want to write this exam? Do I want to write it in 6 months' time or in 1 year? Or do I want to wait a little longer? What materials do you need for this exam? Like past question papers, like textbooks. You need to plan for this as well. Get the textbooks required, get the past questions required so you can review them, and not just review them overnight and then go for the exam, because you will fail. Give yourself time. That's why I'm talking about planning. So you have to give yourself time, say 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and prepare for this journey. Even going abroad, you need to write exams, because you're not going to take the results in Nigeria to go and work outside. Every country requires that you get certified as a medical practitioner in that country, and you need to do certain exams to be able to start practicing in that country. So even then, you also need to plan. Get the questions that they usually ask. You may need to access question banks. You may need books and resources. So that's all part of the plan. Another aspect of the plan is, let's say you have decided to do the exam, you have gotten the materials, make a timetable, reading timetable. This day, this is what I do, this is how much time I have, this is the subject I'm going to cover. So you must have a structured timetable. You don't just read anything you see. Oh, okay, I've seen a biochemistry book, let me read that one. You plan, make a reading timetable, and go through and try to be disciplined enough to follow that reading timetable. I'm yet to see somebody who plans and plans ahead that just flunks out or fails. Another aspect of planning ahead is, let's say you're a house officer, you're about to start your housemanship, you're just finished medical school, you're still very happy. Oh, I finished. I'm now a doctor. Yes, it's nice, but you have to remember one thing. You are now in a phase where nobody is going to pursue you around. When you were a student, they were giving you assignments. Go and read this, go and read that. You have exams. As a house officer, you are a little bit more liberated from all of that. Look at yourself. Look at the postings you're going to do. There are usually 4 rotations to do as a house officer. You have internal medicine, you have surgery, you have pediatrics, and obstetrics and gynecology. These are the four. Some hospitals include things like family medicine in their rotations as well. And most hospitals, you're just going to be doing those 4 major rotations. So before you start those rotations, you have to tell yourself some things. As a doctor, you need to gather skills. Even if you say you want to be a surgeon, nothing stops you from learning things in pediatrics. Before you start each posting, get a book, write down what you expect to learn, what you expect to get very good at in this posting. Let's say you want to go into internal medicine posting, you're about to start. In internal medicine, there are procedures, things like central venous cannulation, which a lot of people may not be able to do. You apply yourself, tell yourself that this is one skill that I have to learn. during this my 3 month stay in internal medicine is, okay, you want to be good at controlling blood sugar for diabetic patients and managing all the medical emergencies like severe hypertension, patients who come with hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, just all the medical emergencies. Because remember, when you finish housemanship, you're going to become a medical officer and you're going to be doing your National Youth Service Corps, which most of the time you're posted to a remote area where you may not necessarily have the required support staff to help you. So you want to prepare yourself for all of that as well. Okay, you want to go to surgery rotation. Make sure you learn how to suture. Make sure you learn, even if your focus is going to be on internal medicine, try to learn how to suture. Try to ask your seniors to show you how to do small basic procedures like removal of small lumps and all that. You want to go to obstetrics and gynecology for your rotation, make a list as well. Okay, you want to learn how to monitor labor for a woman who is in labor. You want to learn how to take delivery of babies. You want to learn how to suture episiotomy. These are the kinds of things that you plan ahead for. You don't just jump in because you may go there and nobody is disturbing your life. It's when you come out that you realize that you wasted 3 months that you could have used to get very valuable knowledge and very valuable skills. So I think I've talked enough on planning ahead because that is the most important thing you need for a successful career. If you don't plan to succeed, you have planned to fail. If you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. Choose a mentor, and you have to choose early. Now, a mentor does not just have to be one or two, and it doesn't just have to be, okay, you choose a mentor for your career. You can choose a mentor for your career, choose a mentor for your family life, or in your career. Choose a mentor that you have watched this person and this person does things the way you like, and you want this person to guide you through your career. People that have already gone ahead of you, they have experiences and they have knowledge. They also have regrets about things they did not do, which they can help you do and avoid the mistakes that they made. So having a mentor is a point that you cannot overemphasize. You need a mentor. Now, when you choose a mentor, don't just stay and admire the person from afar. That's not what a mentor is for you. Make sure the person knows that you, Oga, you are my mentor. So when he knows that, he takes you under his wing and you can go to the person for advice. For instance, I have a mentor, I'm a plastic surgeon. I have a mentor who is an orthopedic surgeon. I have a mentor who is a plastic surgeon as well. I have a mentor who is not even a doctor. You don't have to have a mentor in your subspecialty. It's just that, and you don't even need to have a mentor in your career line. You just need somebody who has gone through certain things, who is able and equipped to show you the way around and tell you things that you can do. If you have a problem, you run to the person and ask for help. The person can tell you, okay, this is how you approach this problem. This is how you approach this problem. For instance, you may want to learn how to write papers and do research. Your mentor will come in very handy for such things. You want to learn how to do surgical procedures, you want to learn and pattern your life, how you want to cope with bullying. A lot of people are being bullied. In fact, the healthcare sector is the headquarters of bullying. Of all the professions of the world, research has shown that healthcare sector is the headquarters of bullying, and it's not just among doctors only. I'm going to make another video focusing entirely on bullying in the Nigerian healthcare sector or Nigerian hospitals. That one needs a special because I have experienced it. I have helped other people cope with it. So I'm going to make that video. So let's get back to the topic at hand. You need to have a mentor who you can run to and discuss some of the problems that you have regarding these kinds of issues. You're being bullied, you need somebody who can hold your hand and tell you how to approach issues and all that. That's how to prevent yourself from being bullied some more, or how to cope with the bullying that is going on at that point in time. Another thing you need to do is don't throw away options. What do I mean by this? Explore every option that is available. And if working in Nigeria is not going to make you your highest and best self, then I think it's better you just go to a place where you're going to get your best out there. So before you make any move, list out the pros and the cons. What are the pros of working outside? What are the cons of working outside? What are the pros of working in Nigeria? What are the cons of working in Nigeria? Should you specialize or should you not specialize? What are the pros and what are the cons? Should you go for a particular course to get a particular advanced degree or advanced fellowship? Do you need to get a master's or a PhD? List out pros and cons of each of these. And when you weigh them together, you're the one who understands your circumstances. When you weigh them together, you can now make a good decision. Don't ever go into something without checking what are the pros and what are the cons. What is it about me that suits me to this particular thing and does not suit me to another thing? So these are the things that you need to put into consideration before you begin anything at all. Another very important thing for you in your career is habits. What are the habits you need to build? What are the habits you need to break? Because let me tell you, you can only go as far as your habits can take you. Your habits can make or they can break you. Are you the type that likes to gossip? If you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be working in medical field, you're going to make a career out of medicine, you're going to be a resident doctor going through the training, I think you should try to avoid being a gossip out. You're also destroying yourself because you're putting yourself on a spot. When you keep gossiping about other people, you get to a point where you can't even make a move because you're afraid that other people will gossip about you. And if your seniors or your superiors know that you have an attitude that's of just always talking, 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 or your friends, even your colleagues, know that you're always talking, 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 people are not going to give you the necessary help. They're going to keep their distance from you. Your seniors will be very reluctant to teach you anything. It's even going to be difficult to impossible to get a mentor if you have a reputation that, oh, this person, if he hears anything about you, he carries it around. So if you know that you have that problem, you're a gossip, try to break that habit. It's a bad habit that needs to be broken, and every bad habit can be broken. Some people have that habit right from when they're growing up. Maybe they grew up in an environment where they were not really taught how to act, how to carry themselves. So you need to also still retrain yourself and refrain from some of these things. Another thing you have to get rid of by way of habits is lateness. Huh. We are Africans, and there's this thing that we call African time. I'm not even sure how that thing started. African time. There's an event that is pegged for 1 p.m. By 3, event has not started because nobody has come yet. And it starts by 5. And they call it African time. And if you bring that kind of attitude, and let's say you have an academic program, let's say a grand rounds or a ward rounds, that's supposed to start by 9 a.m., and then you decide to come by 12, it's not going to work for you. Because once your seniors begin to notice a pattern that you report for call duties late, you come for programs late, you come to the clinic late, it's going to be very bad. You're going to have a very poor evaluation, and even your seniors, your superiors are going to, you're going to always be in conflict, and your life is going to be very, very difficult if you want to grow in your career anywhere in the world. As a doctor, there is no room for lateness. So if you have that habit of always going to places late, you have to start reversing it, waking up ahead of time and preparing on time and getting to the place early. Give yourself a target, give yourself a challenge, and get to places early. When you get to things early and you're always the first person there, you build that reputation and people look at you and they're like, this person is a very serious minded person. You're more likely to be taught, you're more likely to be mentored, and you're more likely to have the guidance that you need. And by the time it's time for your evaluation, you're going to get excellent evaluation. Nobody evaluates a late comer perfectly. Also, one other thing you need to break is don't go and join up in a gang. No serious minded person forms a gang, Sean. Remember one thing, a gang is where a coward goes to hide. You form a gang with people, and these are usually people who don't really have a focus. So you join them and there's no focus, there's no future. By the time you know it, your colleagues have gone far ahead of you. They've completed their exams. As a member of a gang, there are things that are required. You have to be there when gossip is happening. You have to bring gossip yourself. You have to, spread stories. And all these things are a dent on your reputation as a person. And members of the gang will not be there when you're suffering the consequences. What you should have instead is a clan. And what do I mean by a clan? A clan of people with similar ideologies or people who you see are better than you. I mean, we all have strengths and weaknesses. So, as a doctor, you will know that there are people who are ahead of you. There are other colleagues who are forming study groups. These are the people you need to follow. These are the people you need to join up with. These are the kinds of people, like-minded individuals that will push you ahead. But when you see your colleagues doing something and being progressive, the tendency is for you to also want to push yourself to achieve. So those are the kinds of people you need to join up with, not the ones that are sitting down and gossiping, you know, because by the time you realize it, one gossip session can take 3, 4 hours. That is 3, 4 hours that you could have been using to invest in something more productive, either growing your hobbies, making money, or even reading for your exams. But you're spending it discussing nonsense. These are the things that pull you and push you backwards. By the time you realize it, your colleagues have gone far. Now, you now start struggling to bring those ones down by gossiping. It doesn't have, in fact, it's like a vicious cycle. So don't even do it. Join up with people who you have colleagues who are writing papers, join up with them. So if somebody doesn't have something positive to contribute to your life, I'm not sure that person needs to be a friend, or even if it's a friend, keep him very far away. Keep him very, very far away. He's not somebody that you should spend all your time with. Spend your time with people who are productive minded, who are progressive minded, and who can push you in the right direction. Another thing that you need to cultivate to help you is hobbies. Some people have hobbies. Maybe it can be sewing, can be playing tennis, can be anything, reading books that are not medical, TV programs that are not necessarily medical. You have hobbies, you know, you're a sports fan or something. You have things that help you. These things are distressors. And remember, in medical practice, there is so much stress at every level, whether you're a medical student, house officer, medical officer, even in residency, right up to a consultant level, there are stressors. Every day you're faced with one problem or another, especially in Nigeria where facilities are not even available. Things that should not be problems have become problems in Nigeria. So you're going to be faced with a lot of stress. And in that kind of situation, it's very, very, very easy to get burnt out. And when you're burnt out, you cannot give your best, your patient cannot benefit from you at all. All that knowledge in your head is just a waste because your patient cannot benefit. In fact, you can even be a problem to the patient. So please don't throw away your hobbies. Don't fling your hobbies and say, I'm a doctor now, so I'm working hard. There is always time. Relax. Your hobbies can help you reduce that stress in you. Some people, your hobbies may be social media. You may just be a social media person. Don't throw that away. Don't throw it away. In as much as it should not take up all your work hours, do not throw it away. Some people have photography. Take walks and go take pictures. Photography is a hobby for you. In fact, you can even grow that hobby and it becomes a paying job, a job that can pay you even more than medicine. Another thing too that you need for a successful career and successful life in general is skills that are outside of medicine. You need to learn graphic design. It's not difficult to learn these things. Get an app like Canva, video editing apps. Learn how to edit videos. Learn telemarketing. Learn social media marketing. You do know that I have a friend who does Facebook ads for people, and he earns a lot of money just from Facebook ads. A lot of small, small business, because businesses are everywhere now. Small businesses are everywhere. A lot of these people don't know how to market on social media. So what does he do? He went and learned, paid some money, I think very small amount of money, learned how to do Facebook ads. And he's going around doing Facebook ads for people. He doesn't even need to even meet the people one on one. Just sends message to their inbox and they send money to him. And he makes the ads, for them, runs the ads for them, gives all those like virtual support for businesses. So if you have the time in your spare time, instead of sitting down to gossip with people who will not add anything to your life, learn those kinds of things. What that does for you is it can even be like a hobby, helps you to reduce stress and reduce burnout, and it can also be used to make extra funds. So you make a lot of money from something like that. So that's another way to prepare yourself for a career ahead. Don't just focus all your energy and all your time on medicine. And at the end of the day, your hobbies and other skills that you had just die like that. Because at the end of the day, at some point in time, this medicine, you're the tired person. Oh. You can get tired of it. So I've come to the end of my video. If you can think of other tips that can help other people who are coming into a career in medicine, please put it down in the comment section so we can have a nice discussion in the comment section. So thank you very much if you watched to the end of my video. Try and like and subscribe to my channel. And also click that notification bell so that whenever I post new content, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you so much for being here to the end of this video. I will see you in my next video.